This is no longer acceptable. Our aim first is to bring constant attention to injustice, and secondly, to deconstruct by unmasking in the full light of the day the institutions that partake in inhuman, racist, sexist, and unjust treatment of people of color. By doing so, our aim is to simply speak to the next generation and make them responsible for how they allow others to treat them. We use any and all means necessary to dismantle, to dissect, to dismember this injustice, and we do it by protests and rallies, and we do it by the political box, and we do it by the voter box, and we do it even some days with love. I could stand before you today and go on and on and on about the effects of institutional racism. I choose not to. I hope, it is my hope, that educated people, both men and women, regardless of their race and their ethnicity, use the power of their positions, as you are doing, to uncover injustice, to uproot the evil masked as good, to provide a sanctuary for those of us whose life work has been to create equal playing fields. And so today I speak to you, this panel, I'm glad you're here. It's my hope that this is not just another occasion where we meet, greet, eat, and plan to meet again. But it is my hope that this commission hear what is being said and what is not being said. So let me just share this with you. The elected officials you've met earlier, we've already met with. We can tell you that the story they're telling you is not what they tell us. It's not only what they tell us, it's not what's really happening. I want to reiterate to you that we've met with them, and I can tell you their statistics, their numbers, their demographics are quite different than ours. I want you to know today that it is a game of moving shells. It's a shell game. And so when I can tell you for a fact that in South Florida region, that they lock up young black men and they leave them in jail without pressing charges, leave them long enough to have them plead to something that they should never plead to. That's right. It is a shell game. I can tell you that's right. That they redress without redress, that in the police departments in South Florida, target practice is not an empty person. The target practice is pictures of live, living African American people that they are shooting at as practice. This is inhuman, and it is not justified. It can never be justified. I want you to know that I stand here today hoping that you will hear me as a licensed clinical physician who deals with behavioral and clinical issues of men and women of every color. While all lives matter, I need you to understand when we say Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. It is my hope today that even as you're hearing me, that it is not just driving while black, it is walking while black. It is eating while black. There is not a time in recent history that I've got in my car and driven where a police officer, just because of the color of my skin, has gotten behind me to run my tag number. I want you to know that we are disproportionately in prisons in this area, that the health and the health care, especially mental health, is disproportionately lax in our communities. And while the insurance companies are making millions, the elected officials that are elected to help us have done nothing. I want you to know that this is a lie when they tell you that there is a post-race society in the United States of America. It does not exist. So I'm here today as a black woman. And when people ask me what I am, I say I am black. My daddy, I call him, he's Michael Jordan black. I am black. And so I say this to you today, that you would hear us and know that there are many of us who are still in this community, who have families in this community, who have served this community, who are still not being heard. It is my hope today that you will get past the hoopla of whatever they say about us on television and get down to the real reason that men and women, both young and old, are standing up and saying Black Lives Matter. It is not just a phenomenon.